Hi, everybody, and welcome to your first capstone lesson. We're going to get you started off playing a game right away. Typically in class, this is a very hands-on type of class, projects, and get in there just doing stuff. I'm going to try to keep it that way as much as I can online for you. So what I've got is roulette, and you've probably seen this in movies, if nothing else. And you'll also see the link to get here and the doc attached with all the instructions I'm going to go over. I do encourage you to read through that. Even if you're familiar with the game already, there's some things about payouts in there that you may not be super familiar with. And we talk about probability a little bit, which is what we're going to get into, how to analyze these games. So let me just get you started. There's a wheel that has 38 spaces on it, and that can vary. I think this is the American version. It's got these two green spaces. One's a 0, one's a double 0. Mostly the green spaces or any kind of bonuses. That's the difference in different versions. But basically, the numbers are the same, 1 through 36. You'll see those kind of throughout the board, alternating red and black, not necessarily in order. I'm not really sure what the logic is to the way they're arranged, but I'm sure there's some logic to that. So in the movie, you'll probably see somebody do something really dramatic, like take a big pile of chips and put it all on one number, like 17, which is kind of a silly thing to do in real life because the chances, you can probably imagine the chance that a 17 shows up when I spin the wheel. Let's go ahead and try it and see what happens. Probably not very likely. But as you play, that's all you do. Just take a chip, put it on something, hit this little power looking button in the corner. Yeah, I didn't win. So if I put a big stack up here, it would have been silly. But just a few things about payouts, because that's what we're really going to get into. You can do some safer bets like betting on red or betting on black. And what you should notice on the board is when I hover over that, it highlights that. So I think you can probably figure out what red and black are and probably even and odd numbers. But some of these other things that might kind of help you understand what's going on. So first 18, 19 through 36, probably pretty self-explanatory. First 12, if any of these numbers in this block show up, second 12, third 12. And then the row bets, if anything in this row or this row or this row shows up. So I can put money right here. Any of those numbers show up, I win. Payouts is something we need to talk about, and that's something we're going to spend a lot of time with. Payouts for one number showing up, like if I bet on 23, those are really high. That means I win a ton of money if that shows up because the chance of it happening is pretty small. Now, if I put money on red, pretty good chance that might happen. So the payout's kind of low. And we'll use ratios because we want to mathematically express it. So it's called a 1-to-1 payout. If I bet $1, I win $1. Okay. These that say 2-to-1, they're actually on here as a ratio. So if I put my money right here, if I bet $1, then I'll win $2. Okay. If I lose, I just lose whatever I put on the board. That's some people get hung up on that. You lose whatever you bet. All right. These are also 2-to-1 payout. So if I put money here, put $1 down, then I'll win $2. Okay. Some other things you can do is a split bet where I put my chip kind of in between two numbers. You can see them both highlighting there. And I can do a corner bet. All right. Split bet typically pays 15-to-1. I've seen it different on different games, but that's usually what it pays because that's, one of two numbers showing up is pretty challenging. If I bet on 4 numbers, it's a little more likely. That's usually an 8-to-1 payout. So play around, get familiar with the game because we're going to eventually analyze it, and just kind of have fun and try strategies, see if you can come out ahead. There's some strategies we'll get into that you can almost guarantee you're going to win, but there's a lot of ways that you can lose a lot of money. So play and have fun.